Hey guys, I wanted to demo a couple of exercises today that usually go back to back in the mat work. It's called leg pull and leg pull front. So we say leg pull front when we're facing the mat because the front of our body is facing the mat. And then we just call it leg pull when we're facing the sky. And that's usually the best way to remember it. You don't have to remember the names though. I have trouble with that, so that's how I remember it. I do want to talk about our setup before we actually get into the exercise because I want you doing it correctly at home. And if you don't have a teacher that you're working with, you really want to pay attention to your own alignment, so you may want to use a mirror in the beginning. Sometimes it's nice to have someone else's eyes on you, so that's why I always recommend working with a certified instructor too. However, working at home, you can listen to me and hopefully set it up beautifully on your own. We're going to start with a little bit easier version and then we'll make it more of the advanced version. So if you are a beginner, you're going to want to start kneeling with your hands stacked directly under your shoulders. We call this the quadruped position or the all fours position. You can stay here and practice our trunk stability because that's going to be the most important part for leg pull front. Let's imagine our rib cage drawing into our backs. So it's almost as if you have a ribbon tied around your ribs, pulling up toward the sky. From here, we're gonna take our right leg back and do 10 leg lifts on each side. I'm not gonna do all 10 because I'm just teaching this right now, but you get the idea. What we're looking for is a stable torso and only leg movement. I don't wanna see the back bending with the leg. You want the leg moving on its own because that shows me that your belly's engaged the whole time. Once you can do that without bending the back, then we can bring it into a full plank where we bring our feet together and we bring our hips low with our chest open and supported. So I don't want to see you sticking your booty up, but I also don't want to see the hips sagging toward the mat. We're really working to make a straight line from the top of the head to the heels. Now we'll lift our right leg up, maintaining that strong core connection, and we'll rock forward and back on our left foot. We'll do 3 rocks, and that counts as 1, and then we'll go to the other leg. So we press to the toes, and then we stretch through the heel, creating a strong trunk and a good stretch through our Achilles tendon. So 3 times on that side, and then lower it down, and then you'll come to your knees for a rest. All of that can be done on your forearms. It looks exactly the same, except it's down here, and when you rock, you just won't be able to go quite as far because of our shoulder stability there. But you're definitely welcome to come down to your forearms if you have any wrist issues. So that was leg pull front, facing the mat. You want to work up to 5 on each side, and remember it's 3 rocks per movement, so it takes you a while to get up to 5. So the leg pull, when we face the ceiling or the sky, I'm outside, you're not going to be able to rock because you won't be on your toes. We'll actually have our heels down, so there's really no mobility. There's nowhere for you to go. So now we'll be kicking from our trunk and doing little pulsing kicks instead. You have 3 options for your hand positions. Fingertips can face forward, although in my view, I feel like that compresses the interior portion of the shoulder joint, so I don't really recommend that. You could rotate your hands all the way around so that your chest is super, super open, totally externally rotating the shoulder, but that tends to make you lock your elbows. We never want to lock a joint because that takes the work out of the muscle, puts the work into the joint itself, and the joint doesn't regenerate like the muscle does. So we don't want to overwork our joints. We want to keep them a little bit soft, supporting from our muscles. So for me, I'm Goldilocks here. I like the in-between version with our fingertips facing the side. I can keep my elbows soft and I can keep my chest open. Before we do anything, we just want to test our weight bearing in our wrists. So we're just going to lift up into a tabletop position and then bring it back down, seeing how high we can lift, how open our chest can be, and how much can we engage our glutes. That's going to be our height. So we're going to stay lifted now and maybe extend one leg out and lift it up and down, working on balance and core stability, still squeezing our ribs together. So that's your beginner version. Once you can do that while maintaining stability in the trunk and keeping the hips at the same height, then you can take it into straight legs, which looks the same, it's just a little bit more challenging. So we'll take our legs out on the mat, press open with the chest, and then we're gonna lift our right leg up for 2 kicks, and then lift our left leg up for 2 kicks, maintaining the height of the pelvis and the stability through the trunk. Again, all of this can be done on your forearms. It just doesn't look as high. So when I'm here, I'm just a little bit lower to the ground. But don't get me wrong, it's still really challenging and it takes the pressure off your wrists. Let me know what you think. Oh, and on that second one, so the regular leg pull, you're going for 10 on each side. Enjoy.